Were you dancing with me? Anyways, well, hello, SPAC friends and family. It's Tuesday, and it's shortly after 2 o'clock here on the West Coast. And you know, it must be time for SPAC Chat Live. And today we are doing a speaker sneak peek of some of the speakers who are presenting at SPAC 2025. And so we will be giving them all on here at once. They're going to give you a little nugget of information and tell you who they are and why you should come to their class. But before that, I always start off the top of the show with just a few brief announcements. So first of all, for those of you who are already registered, make sure you dive deep into that Whova app. The agenda is on there. The floor maps, all of our vendors are on there with their virtual booths. You can start plotting out who you need to speak with. You can start putting together your own personal agenda by making sure you add this class. Let's say you hear someone today talk and you don't want to miss it. You can add it to your personal agenda and even set a reminder. So that way, if you're in the hallway having a conversation with someone, you don't miss the class. Also, more announcements are going to be coming through the Whova app. We always start every single day of the conference with a video, and some of them are absolutely hilarious. My board is really creative, and I love that they let us have fun with that. And also, there's so much information on the app and engagement. A lot of people are talking about different things, meeting up to have a conversation about things. People who are 20s and 30s are getting together. People who are in certain states are getting together. For SPAC, half of all of this, besides the education, is our first E, engage. We want you to engage with each other. We are all better together. We also talk about no competition here. We collaborate instead of collide. We all can help each other out here. There's plenty of business, and we just want everybody to get their fair share and have a profitable business. Okay, hotel rooms. We are very close to being sold out. So if you don't have your hotel room at the discounted rate, get on that immediately. Also, photo contest. That announcement will be going out through the Whova app right after the beginning of the year. We will have a place for you to securely put your photos this year. We have different categories. Those are listed on the website. And we will have a panel of judges, which are made up of a panel of our vendors. Okay, I think that's a lot of stuff. Also, one-on-one coaching is in January. Sign up too. Yes, you get one-on-one coaching, no charge. It's all in your attendance fee, folks. We feed you, we give you engagement, we give you education, we get you the best trade show. Everything's included. And we are doing a panoramic photo of all 1,000 of us on risers. So please make sure you look for that. Don't delay so you can get in the photo. And once you get there, please stop talking because it's going to be hard to get 1,000 people up on risers. And I should be preaching to the choir, right? So let me go ahead and bring on our host, Calvin. Calvin, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful, Miss Corey. You know, with the offer you just made, if any of us went into our schools and shared with them that we can do everything, we're going to provide you with everything, and these are our prices, and they didn't have to ask any real questions, because really, we don't have a lot of questions that need to be asked, you'd sign every one of them. The benefits far outweigh the expenses.
That's right.
You know, that's just the way it works. Welcome to another edition of SPAC Chat. We are excited to have some of our speakers presenting little snippets of what their program is going to be about. They will share with you the date and time of their particular presentation. It's one of those things that we've been doing over the past few years, and that is sharing some information prior to your arrival. You're going to be intrigued and interested in probably more than 1, 2, or 3 of the topics that these presenters will be making. This is part of the reason that we suggest, and we've maintained a extraordinarily reasonable price for our conference. It's why we suggest that you bring at least 2 people to work with you. You can split up the work. One can attend one session, another can attend the other session if they are conflicting. At the end of the day, you'll be able to compare notes and compile an educational dossier that you can use for your future benefit and for your growth. So without further ado, let's bring our people on, because these folks are the volunteers that have supported SPAC and have put in their application to be a presenter, and they have information to share to help us all in our business. One of the things that I've always found very interesting is that even old timers have to learn new stuff. That's just a reality. We can't time ourselves out based on our age, our longevity, our business success. We can't time ourselves out. We have to continue to evolve as the marketplace continues to evolve. You know, we started off it's been about 25 years ago where digital came into play. But before that, it was color. And before that, it was black and white. Guess what? There was an evolutionary process to each of those, and many, many changes throughout the industry. So without further ado, let's get started with somebody that's very familiar to us, because he has been a part of this programming, of course, but he's also been a part of the which commission or committee are you on, Carl? Carl Belcher? With visual.
Belcher.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
The engagement committee.
The engagement. He is a part of our engagement committee, and he was actually involved in much of the review process for some of the sessions and that sort of thing, because he's that level volunteer. So, Carl, talk to us about what your program is going to be. Give us the date and time, and then I'll pepper you maybe if some questions come across.
Sounds great. So I have a Thursday afternoon session, January 23rd, and I'm focusing this year on an intro to hiring and training. So repeat attendees may have seen me before. I've tried to kind of advance into deeper topics, and I felt like after a couple of years, it'd be really great to just kind of come back to focusing maybe on first-year attendees or companies that are now in a process of trying to just kind of take a look and assess their hiring process, and they're like, hey, help me out a little bit more from a ground level approach. So I get an hour and 15 minutes. I'm very excited for that, so that we can incorporate some hands-on activities and really kind of dive deep into the areas where people maybe have bigger questions. To me, I think two of the big things we look at, one, as a manager or maybe an owner, the most important thing you do is hiring your people, because as you hire, that defines who you are as a company. The people out taking pictures for us represent us, and that is the only face that a customer or student, athlete, administrators will believe who we are. So that it's very important to make sure that we make good decisions in the selection process. And then the other thing is that a lot of times we just kind of get going, we get busy, and we forget the things. So in intro to hiring and training, I want to really focus on like the idea that, you know, in a hiring process, there's no process if you don't have like good systems, good checklists, so that something you may only do once or twice a year, it's easier to work efficiently. So those are the two big areas, really, is just really helping people get through the process and really just understanding the selection process and how to kind of overcome challenges during that stage.
And Carl, you've been doing this for a while, so you've built a whole system for yourself. And so you're going to be providing information based on what you've experienced. One of the things, though, we oftentimes hear is folks say, well, I don't want to hire anybody. I don't want to do this. At the end of the day, if you have a contracted job or multiple contracted jobs, some of them may be on the same day because they can't do it on a different day. Guess what? You got to have personnel or people that you can rely on to do the work in the way that you want it to be done, so that you can grow your business. If you were to get, you know, I do this, and it's not morbid, it's just a fact of life and business. If you can't get out to do the job because you're no longer mobile or not mobile at that time, and you have somebody you can call on to get on the job and make sure it happens, yes, you'll pay out money, but you're going to reap the benefits of the profitability of the job. And at the end of the day, we have to consider ourselves in that equation. How much is our time worth when it comes to that model? So our time is worth what we pay a photographer. Just like if we're stuffing pictures into a bag, which many of us are not doing, obviously, but if we're stuffing pictures in a bag, our time is worth $12, $15, $18 an hour. That's it. And if that's what our time is worth, ladies and gentlemen, we're working on in the business, not on the business. So that's something we need to be very clear about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right,
And
Mr. Carl.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So I was just going to say, the worst thing for an owner to do is get stuck in the business and they're out taking pictures and then they can't manage the business, sell the business, promote the business. And so as people scale up, they need to find ways to have competent staff out there doing the job for them. I keep track of the metrics. Our IT guy built a great calendaring system for us. So I know in the month of August, we had 125 unique photographers out during that month. So they weren't just scheduled one time, but through that month, we had 125 different people photographing for us. And then we have in our states, in our coverage areas, we also do a lot of yearbook service. So school events and sports actions. We had we average about 28 people a month, unique individuals taking those kind of events and action for us. So there's all different types of scales. And so it's just really important to, know where you're at, where you're going, and be prepared when schools come up. Nothing I think would be worse as an owner to have to turn down business, and a school district you want is now locked into a 3-year agreement with somebody else, and you're just waiting for your turn to come back around. So being prepared in that hiring cycle to say yes to employees and say yes to schools. So.
And the hiring cycle is exactly as you call it, a cycle. It's not a one time I need somebody, let's go find them now. You need to be looking and recruiting all the time. If that means you go to a restaurant and the waiter is outstanding, he's a good people person, guess what? That's the one that needs your card, because they're not necessarily working during the school day. They're working in the evening. You've got an opportunity there. So our connections, our contacts, and all of that are their potential employees or potential people that can be trained to do the job the way that you want it done.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Carl?
Cool.
All right.
I'll kind of leave it at that. But if people put questions, and I think this would go for all of our presenters, go into the Whova app, ask questions. A lot of times I will use those questions and talk about and go into more depth during the presentation. But yeah, using the Whova app to really dive deeper is important. So don't ignore that for any of the sessions that people are interested in attending.
Very good point. Very good point. We're going to move over to Emily, Miss Hart Davis with Click Studios, the volume vault. Okay. How are you, Miss Emily? Let's talk about it. But before we do that, I need to back up because I don't remember. Carl, come back on, please. Did you tell us the date and time of your session?
Thursday, January 23rd. I'm in Sonoma Sea, 2:45 to 4 o'clock.
All right. Thank you so much. In case somebody's taking notes. All right, Emily, let's go to you. Let's kick off with that piece right there. What time is your session? Uh-oh, we're on mute. You're not coming through. You're not muted, but we're not getting a mic. Nope.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
All right. I am in Sonoma D on Friday, January 24th from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So you got to wake up early for me.
That's all right. It's a work day.
Pretty too hard Thursday night.
Cool. Okay, Emily, let's talk about share with us what you're going to be talking about.
So I'm going to be talking about systems and processes for rapid growth. Click Studios is kind of a unique photo studio. We just completely got started summer of 2020 and really started scaling in 2021. And now there's 5 of us full time and a whole bunch of 1099 subcontractors who work with us, and we're taking over DFW.
Look at her. She's just got it. This there. We're rolling. We're growing.
We're rolling. Yeah.
What they say, I know. I'm not going to talk about football, but Colorado Buffaloes, we here. Not we're coming. We're here. So tell us about your programming.
So we are just going to talk about just kind of the systems and processes of how Click Studios keeps in our lane. And it makes it really easy to turn around jobs using the photo software that we use and doing like the same job the same way every time. It makes it really easy to hire our photographers and our assistants who work with us. And we try really, really hard not to get bogged down in the one-time thing. Like, oh, we're doing this one different, or we're doing this one a little bit different than we usually do it. We do one thing and we do it really well.
You know, it's a secret to success. It's a secret to success. You can't be everything to everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to pass on it. You know, that's just the reality. All right. You got to get anything else you want to tell us about the programming? That's pretty broad, which I think is very good for you to just give it broad. But if there's anything else that you could tease us with.
So we'll probably talk a little bit about like our back end process. What do we do after the shoot? How do we keep it streamlined that way? What do we do to get the most amount of sales possible strategically with how we're shooting and what we're shooting and how many poses we're shooting and the pricing strategy on how we're selling. We want to get the most amount of momentum out of the smallest amount of work at Click Studios. So we try to turn them really fast, take on a bunch of jobs at once and get them all out. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about staffing also, especially for my full-time crew and how I went from solopreneur in 2020, really since 2011. I've been in the photography industry doing weddings until 2020. And then I switched to preschools, and then we opened up Click Studios to preschools, dance studios, sports, yearbook. We kind of do it all in the volume sector, but I've hired really good people, adults who work hard and take on responsibility. And now my job in the company is really just like do payroll and figure out problems and fix them. So I don't have any tasks, which makes it really good for growing our revenue and growing our volume and streamlining things, because I can work on the business and not in the business. I don't have any tasks anymore.
There it is. There it is. You can actually not go to work if you decided not to go to work. Huh?
Sometimes I do that.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, you own the business, or does the business own you? That's how it should be. All right, James Van Hess. Oh, Emily, I'm so sorry. Go back, Emily.
Last year, I spoke at Imaging USA and then went straight to SPAC to speak back to back. So I was gone for like 9 days because we did a little bit of having fun in Nashville and Vegas, and my team shot like 14 jobs while I was gone. And, you know, I'm in the group text, but they don't need me to be there. Everybody is grown and can run their own life. So
you are a perfect example. And how long ago did you start coming to SPAC?
2021.
And what was the benefit from that 2021 experience?
I met a lot of really cool people who could relate. And, you know, in that beginning time where it was like, okay, I got to hire people. I got to do this. I got to figure out how we're going to scale. And just like finding people who could mentor, could, you know, just relate. It's hard not to have coworkers, and it's hard to be in an industry where like there's not a lot of community in your state or in your area because the competition is stiff. But if you can meet people all over the country, you can get some really cool friends who can also help you out and relate to the problems that you're going through.
Fact. They don't feel threatened in that larger communal environment, whereas in a local regional area, it's, oh, they'll take my business.
Right.
It's not your business. And if they get it, then you gave it away.
Right.
It's real simple. Let's get it right. All right, Miss Emily, thank you so very much. James Van Hees. Is it Hess or Hees?
Van Hees.
Van Hees, thank you so much, sir.
Yep.
All right,
I can just start by saying I want to go to Emily and Carl's classes now. Like, that was awesome, guys. Thank you for that. Like, and TWF, you're just up the road from me. I'm in Houston, so
they don't compete. One's on Thursday, one's on
I know.
Friday.
I love it. I love it. We're all neighbors here. So yeah, hi everybody. I'm James, and I'm going to be doing a session on Saturday morning. So if you don't party on Wednesday too much to catch Emily's, and you don't party too much on Friday night, you can catch mine at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. to 9:45 in Somadi, same room. And I'm going to be talking about corporate headshots and adding corporate headshots to your business. So many of you have the manpower, you have the resources. There is an untapped market for you to easily adapt your equipment and your systems that you have right now to open up a floodgate of potential business. Some of your photographers are going to welcome the opportunity to be working with people who have a little better sense of humor, who they can interact with in a little different way, and they can expand their horizons as well. So I'm going to be going over, just some general stuff about the industry and how big it is and what potential there is. We're going to talk about some marketing techniques. We're going to talk about how easy it is to shift your current gear and cameras and systems over to nailing some amazing headshots. We're going to talk about pricing. We're going to talk about marketing. We're going to talk about workflow. We're going to talk about all those secret sauces that myself and my colleagues use to entertain large corporate business because it's out there and it's ripe. Fidelity last year spent over $800,000 just on headshots alone for their thing. Bank of America did 780,000, and I only know that because my colleagues are shooting those jobs. So I'm going to give you some insider information on how you can, start getting in on this other stream of possible income for yourselves. And it's going to be a fast-paced talk because I have 45 minutes, and I love to blather on. But in a nutshell, that's what we're looking at, and that's what I'm hoping that you guys are going to come and sit down and get some good information.
Absolutely. So I'm going to throw a question out to you now because we have just a few minutes that we can give you. We're seeing a lot in social media. There are apps and other things that people are doing that they're sharing and they're hitting us. Of course, photographers see it. That and specifically to the headshot.
You're suddenly muted, Calvin.
I don't know how I did that. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Where they're using AI and other tools through an app to give multiple images, multiple looks for a singular headshot. How do you foresee that affecting your particular market?
I think, even with our bulk photography, there's a certain clientele that is willing to do the quick and dirty. But there's another side of things when it comes to, genuine photographs. And as a hiring agent, number one, if they even smell AI, it talks to your integrity as a potential candidate. Fidelity was very big with us when we worked that job, that they did not want any AI attributed. They wanted their agents to look like their agents because people are trusting their employees to be genuine, and AI rips that away. So as we all start to get a little more savvy and we see more of this, there's nothing worse. I don't know if anybody has seen a realtor. You went to buy a house and you saw that glossy photo of the real estate agent there, and then they come walking in the door and you're like, who's this? Right? And you almost feel lied to. You feel betrayed. You thought you knew the person because you made that connection with them based on their ad and everything else, and they walk in, they look completely different, and it just breaks the trust right away. So I'm not worried about AI. I love AI. I use AI all the time to give me ideas of lighting and different things creatively for my portrait side of my business. So I've embraced it wholeheartedly for everything that I do, but I'm not too worried about it.
Excellent. No, I'm on the same page. We're going to use it as a tool, but do not be afraid of the interlopers, shall we say, the apps that do it, because it's not going to give them the results that we as professionals can give them.
Absolutely. AI only captures the amount something that's not real. Only we can actually capture history and what's real. So that's
fair statement. I like it. All right, Mr. Van Hess. All right, let's go to Carl and Danielle. Unmute yourself. You are with Legacy Photo Company. And where are you located?
We're in Nashville, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. Talk to us about your session, but first tell us when and where.
Yeah, so our session is AI-driven efficiency. We're going to be Friday, the 24th from 10:30 to 11:30. So you got a little bit of time to wake up, before we start throwing all the tech stuff at you. So really what we're going over is AI headshots and how to combat all these photographers that are doing AI. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I couldn't not.
I love it.
I want to thank Calvin and Corey. I've spoken at SPAC before. SPAC is an amazing conference. I am so excited to be back. This is my colleague. She's our director of operations here at Legacy. So Danielle does a lot of app development using AI that helps with a lot of our automation. So what I'm kind of known for in the industry is our automation. It's like the old new wave oven. You set it and you forget it. And Emily kind of talked on this, a little bit, how just keeping those processes, to a point that you can walk away from the business and now you actually become the owner and you get your life back, right? And so that's kind of what I've built here in Nashville. And so for us, I guess I'll tease this by telling you what we're not going to be talking on. We're not going to be doing, AI backgrounds. We're not going to be doing, all the headshot crap, right? This is going to be strictly for optimizing workflow and how to automate stuff, custom for your business and how to actually take yourself out. So one of my big things is always, fire yourself to promote yourself, right? So fire yourself from the position you're currently in, whether that's a photographer because you're a solopreneur. That's fine. That might be where you have to start, right? But fire yourself from that and promote yourself to that next management step, and then the owner, and then the CEO, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to let Danielle talk a little bit because she's going to speak with me because I'm the ideas guy and she's the brains of all of the tech that we're going through. So she's actually going to be doing a little more kind of hands-on, and I'll let her kind of talk on what she's going to be speaking on.
Yeah, so I'm going to basically take ChatGPT and we are going to do a live demo on how to build an app, even if you've never read code, know any kind of programming language at all, and really how to ask Chat the right questions in order to get the results that you want. So I'm going to go through my steps on how I start from idea implementation all the way up until running the app and making sure that it works. We're probably going to do something easy like file structure or CSV, data management, something that I think a lot of people can use, but really just learning how to talk to AI and to get the results that you want, because people show up to Chat and they're like, hey, Chat, I don't know what to do. So getting the foundations set so that anybody can go on and learn how to code without actually knowing code. And then you can create your own apps that work with you and your business.
Hey, it's funny as you're talking about AI and the use of AI and streamlining businesses and whatnot. And I recall when there were punch cards used in computers and we had to learn how to code for punch card usage. Of course, there were a whole lot of people that said, and I was one of them that said, I'm not doing this and moved on. But now you have so much more power right at your fingertip on your cell phone, which is an amazing thing. I know that Matt the Body is one who uses AI tremendously. He's told us given us some information that has been like, you got to be kidding. Where'd you get it? ChatGPT. So I look forward to that. I don't know that 1 hour class is going to be enough.
We're going to try and make it we're going to have to practice because
we'll take all the time you want to give us, Calvin. We're going to be in the NAPA room, so it's going to be busy.
Right. Well, Corey's got that schedule set up right now, but here's the deal. Every speaker is going to have a speaker table after their session that they will be able to go out to, because we need to rotate or cycle those rooms relatively quickly so the next speaker can get in. Anything they need set up is set up. So you'll have an opportunity to have additional conversations in that area. And then, of course, coaching, if you're available for the coaching, and that might be a good one where you could actually coach a group of people as opposed to one-on-one. There is one-on-one coaching for almost everybody, for every type of session or every type of business challenge or question that people have. But you might be able to combine multiple people in one of those rooms for the coaching and provide them with more insight as to what you're doing. We're looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
As I move down the line, I'm going to Santa Claus because, anybody that wears Santa Claus in the beginning of December is committed to the season. So, Neil Cohen, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about. Go ahead.
Sorry, Kevin. I actually came straight from a Santa shoot. I am Santa Claus, and been in the photography business for 46 years now. About 4 years ago, well, actually, I've been doing Santa in the schools for 9 or 10 years, I guess. But about 4 years ago, I'd gotten to a point where I was either ready to retire or make a very drastic change in my business. And we went from doing a handful of school. I always had a very, very successful professional side of photography business, seniors, families, etc. And a big part of what I had always done was the marketing. I've been photographing all my life. I love people. I love kids. That's why I'm Santa. But the biggest part of the fun part to me of photography was the business side. So yes, I'm pretty strange. I like the challenge of going out and making cold calls, of calling on places that I've never done business with, of playing the game of trying to get their business. And 4 years ago, made some really drastic changes, and we went from a handful of schools to currently we're just shy of 70 schools and growing. And we have this next year coming up. So I'm still a very small business as far as schools go. But very interesting time in my life. I see tremendous potential in this business. And I see this is a game that like I said, that I love to play. And I just see us able to go out there and win. I always used to say when I was doing the portrait photography, that if I didn't get a body in the door, I didn't stand a chance of making a dime. School photography is no different. If I don't have a school to photograph, we're not making any money. Mm-hmm. And we did, as we say, the teaser for this is we made some very radical changes that have made it very easy to go out and book new business. And both on the photography side and the yearbook side. Yearbooks are just another revenue stream. But on the photography side, we've just taken off. Well, in both places, we've taken off tremendously, and we'll continue to grow. But after I heard Carl and Danielle that their program is at the same time as mine on Friday, 10:30 to 11:30, and I've decided to go to theirs. So anyway, I don't want to miss that. I think that's the one thing about SPAC that is just incredible. There's so many places I want to be at the same time. And I'm very honored to be a part of this. I look forward to giving this program. Very excited about this business, and looking forward to seeing all of y'all and seeing everyone there.
So, what is your program? And maybe I missed it, but what is your program going to be focusing on?
Mine is it's all about business.
Okay.
And that should scare everyone away because I'm not going to be showing pretty photos and all that kind of good stuff. Mine is just going to be how to make money, and it's the one thing that I seem to do pretty well. Santa was something that, like I say, it's been maybe 9 years that I just decided I had the physique for it. I had the belly, and all I had to do was grow the beard. So I figured I could do that. And we started booking a lot of elementary schools. And the one that I came from today had about 600 kids. And it was an hour and a half from here. We do branch out. We're in North Louisiana, by the way. I'm in Shreveport, but we do business. I love this, DFW, Houston, et cetera. We're not that far away, but interesting representation here, parts of the country. But Santa helped me get a foot in the door in a lot of them, but it actually has nothing to do with what we started doing 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it just has made this explode and I'm looking forward to sharing that with everyone.
That's powerful. That's a powerful one. You're absolutely right. You have differentiated yourself while running the business. You've made a complete differentiation in the marketplace, because how many other photographers are Santa Claus or have a Santa Claus, or, et cetera, so, we're Santa Claus to our kids, but seldom are we Santa Claus to the schools. And that's a beautiful thing.
That's it. Thank you.
One of the things you said, though, that it kind of triggered me, and it might be a personal thing, but I just want to give an observation. 40 years ago, I decided to move away from professional photography. What I'm saying is that oftentimes people that come from the a studio environment or the wedding environment, et cetera, we call those professional photographers. But when we moved into schools, a lot of times people don't think that we're the professional photographers. And indeed, the skill sets that are needed for what we do, quite candidly, are far more diverse and far more broad than those that are singularly product sensitive or product development or production. So we are professionals providing photography, but we're professional business people that understand that this renewable resource of students that has been going on since the beginning of education continues to feather our nest if we do it right. So
absolutely,
let's work on that piece there. Wonderful. So you're going to be talking about the business of the business and how to grow the business based on what you shared with us.
Yes.
Outstanding. All right, let's move on up to David Hakamaki with Small Town Sports and Seniors.
Hi, everybody.
Small Town, what does that mean?
It means I am going to be doing a very different program than most speakers at SPAC will be doing, because I come from a small town. Just like a lot of speakers, my hometown is 7,000 people. My entire county is 25,000 people. That is not my student market. That is my population. So, and I can do a pretty darn good business in a small town. And a lot of photographers don't understand how to make money in a small town. They're missing the boat, and they are not extrapolating what their business can do. They're not doing the maximum for their business. And I am a one-person photographer. I am it. I don't have other photographers or staff. So if there are photographers out there that are a one-person show, my program on Friday at 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. is going to have a whole lot of good information for you that will take your business from, working out of your home or a small studio location and actually making it really well in tying in sports with seniors. Because in my market area, you kind of seem to know everybody. You do the sports, then you see the seniors. So it's a nice transition from one market to the other, and it's continuity, and you don't have to get a new customer.
And you're in control of your schedule.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. Those senior appointments, if you want to block out time to go to SPAC, just say, I'm not scheduling appointments this week, and you can be at SPAC. You're going to have to bring somebody, though, to cover some of the other sessions, man.
Now I can block out time.
It's just the way it is.
That is my vacation time. I'm coming back I'm speaking over in the UK the week before, and I land, I take a few days off, I jump back on a plane, and I'm at SPAC.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. That's a wonderful one. So at the end of the day, you're talking about taking a small source of consumers, because remember that 25,000 people is probably how many families in there? 8,000.
Right, that includes babies. That includes old people. That includes
8,000 households with 3 people in each. It's not a big market, but you can have very good success if you execute correctly.
Oh, absolutely. In my business, I can generate 6 figures easily into that. And in a small town like that, it's a very good area to do that in. It's a cheaper area to live in for people. So that money that I make kind of extends a lot further than living in a city.
Absolutely. Trust me. Absolutely. Big city problems, right? All right. Thank you so much, sir. So we're looking at you on
Friday at 9:15 a.m. So they have to get up early to get some good information.
9:15 on Friday. Okay, cool. All right. And last on this particular broadcast is Miss Benedict, Rose Benedict with Home Team Sports Photo. How are
Yes, I am doing well, thank you. How are you?
you? Wonderful.
Good. So my presentation is on Canva. It's Lights, Camera, Canva. Last year I spoke on the basics of how to build a brand within Canva. I will be doing that as well as adding on some more things like background removal, magic, eraser, how to sort of catapult yourself into the social media realm of marketing. So putting yourself out there, making sure that you get the exposure that you want and doing it from one space versus having to operate from multiple spaces. So that is what mine is on. It is Thursday from 2:45 to 4 in Sonoma A.
You know, I'm writing down because I plan to be at every one.
Yeah. Yeah, this one had a standing room only last year. So I'm expecting it to be big again this year. And what's nice is it's an hour and 15 minutes. So there's going to be a lot of hands-on, a lot of examples will be done. I'm hoping to get a lot of questions so that we can, help people really figure out how to use Canva to its full extent, because it's really one of the best tools in marketing and self-promotion.
It is unbelievable what can be produced out of Canva.
Yes.
In fact, we have schools that are doing their yearbook layout for their general pages in Canva, creating their backgrounds in Canva for the headshots and that sort of thing. So it's a remarkable tool that's very easy to learn. It's intuitive. I can't speak enough of it. And while we're here, Corey, I need you to come back on. If I recall, I know that Canva, the company, was thinking about joining us for our conference. Did we get them in?
Well, Ziga right now, it looks like he's going to have another event elsewhere on the same exact date. So, but we've been in deep conversations with Canva, and they have given us a full commitment for 2026 as well. Rose has been in touch with them.
Yes. Yes, Ziga and I have been in conversation and communication, and he's giving me some notes to pass along to everybody else, sort of as if he was there with me in spirit. So we'll hear from Canva through me as well, which is lovely.
You, Rose. Thank you, Rose. Look how the network works.
Calvin, it's lovely.
Everybody who came to SPAC last year saw a Canva product. That was our resource guide. The whole entire guide was made in Canva, except for the yearbook pages, the photos that we took. We flowed those, I believe, in Blueprint, and then made a PDF of every page and just slid those in on the pages we wanted. And I'll also mention, just so you all know, Canva is absolutely free for schools.
Yes.
And
and that's the beauty of it.
If schools start integrating it now, they're giving their students tools that now when they leave, whether graduate, move on to university, or whether they go into an entrepreneur job or they do something else, they already have a skill set, which in tech right now is huge. Okay, I'm going to go back behind the curtain.
And it's funny. You talk about that kind of company. You talk about Apple. You talk about all these different entities. So many of them started while somebody was in college and they had an idea. And this young lady that is the CEO of Canva, I believe she's a CEO, she started it in college, said, wait a minute, there's too many these other things. We can put this together into a single platform. And she started building Canva, and they come out with updates on a regular basis and other tools that are just mind blowing. It's like, oh, wait a minute, I can do that. I'm not going to do that because I have other work to do. I'm not going to play today. So they're a very powerful tool. I strongly encourage people to look at it as a resource. No different than any other tool we have, be it Photoshop, online platform, or anything else. you got to use it to see how you like it,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
you'll
And you have
find
to play with it too. Like there's a lot of
Yeah.
different aspects to it, and you're not going to learn how to use it unless you take some chances with it and mess around with it. And that's what I'm hoping the class will be, is people can ask the questions and mess around with it, get comfortable with it while they're in the class, because that's how you're going to be able to use it to the best of your advantage.
So with that information, would you suggest people bring their laptop if they have Canva?
Absolutely. Laptops, iPads, yes, absolutely. Hands-on. It's going to be fully hands-on.
Wonderful. That helps. So there you have it, folks. Canva work well on a tablet? I'm not sure.
It does. It does. I used
because it works on a
Canva.
phone.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I used Canva strictly on my iPad and your phone. You can use it on your phone too.
Okay.
I used it strictly on my iPad for the first year, and now I use it on my Mac, but you can absolutely use it on a tablet. Yes.
Wonderful. Well, there you have it. So you can bring any kind of
Yep.
mobile device that you have, and you'll be able to
Yep.
just download the app and keep it moving.
Yep,
So
exactly.
that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Rose. Hey,
Thank
you guys,
you.
I truly appreciate you. Did I step on you? I'm sorry. I truly appreciate you guys taking time out today. I know you're coming from all over the country. It's after work hours, it's during work hours, it's, whatever. You're here, and that's all that matters. Thank you for your contributions to the industry by way of SPAC and your ability to present information that helps all of us grow. Corey?
Hey, I just have one quick thing. Let's run the table. If you have someone who is sponsoring your session, let's give our exhibitors a shout out. So Emily, what about you?
My sponsor is Photo Day. That's our gallery platform that we sell every single photo that comes out of Click Studios on, and it has been a game changer for us. We love Photo Day, and I'll be happy to tell you all about it.
Okay. And
Wonderful.
David, what about you?
Yes, my sponsor is Miller's Professional Imaging. So they are my producer of my either regular prints or sports prints, and they do a fantastic job. Their customer service is unparalleled, and they are a good company to work with, and I've been with them for probably about 15 years. So consistency is good.
Fantastic. And Rose, what about you?
Photo Day as well. And Stevie will be introducing me. We use Photo Day at Home Team Sports, and again, like Emily said, they're a game changer. They're a fantastic company to work for. And Stevie, all of them are just amazing. So
fantastic. And James, what about you?
So with me, I have Spot My Photos, Evoto, and Peter Hurley's Headshot Crew.
Fantastic. And Carl.
So currently we've got All Kit Pro Lab, which is our lab, great partner, and Skylab Tech AI as well.
Fantastic. And Carl.
The School of Hard Knocks, your public library, and learning things the hard way.
And visual image photography.
I love you, Carl. I love you.
Yeah.
And Neil, do you have a sponsor?
I've not asked for sponsorship, but I will tell you that I use several of your vendors, and I've got to do a shout out for H&H Color Lab that I've used for over 40 years.
Wow.
There's a couple other vendors that I've been using for several years, and I believe in the loyalty and the tools that they've given me to help grow my business. So just shout out to them.
Fantastic. So we have a completely sold out trade show, folks, and we moved to a larger space. We are in double the space of our regular trade show. So we have much larger booths with a lot more demos going on. We have some really new vendors that you haven't seen. We've gotten some really good other off areas like Spider Holster. They're the ones that make the equipment that clicks onto your cameras for a belt. Some things that we've never offered before that we wanted to bring to you guys that we've seen at other shows. So there's a great wealth of knowledge in our trade show. And that's why, folks, we have a dedicated trade show time. So our sponsors will often book a sideshow room And in those rooms, they're able to do sales presentations or demos, and that will also be included in the HUBA schedule. It runs at the same time as trade show, and those rooms are right up there by the trade show itself. So it's really, really convenient for everybody. I heard a rumor that Sony is bringing some new camera they're working on that they want to get feedback on before they put it out there. And I also heard Canon also has something up their sleeve. So make sure you check out that, because you know that most product launches happen at SPAC. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to give our vendors a little, love.
Got to give them the juice. They're there to support us, and they make this conference possible. Quite candidly, they make it possible. Yes. Their contribution is significantly more than what the actual fees are, and the fees, the attendance fee or cost, actually covers the cost of food and the various things that we have to take care of. It's a tight budget, and we've been very lucky to be able to do what we've been able to do and to grow in the way we've been able to grow through real good fiscal management and just knowing, hey, this is good, this is not good, and being in alignment as a board to make sure that we are providing what we believe to be the best programming in the industry. All right, Corey, we're going to sign off. Folks want to go eat.
Calvin, I have to mention our grand prize, door prize this year is going to be a Fuji camera with a whole kit, everything, lenses. I mean, so like the vendors really, really come through for us, and it's really worthwhile sticking around to Saturday night, because you don't want to miss the parties on Saturday night either. They're fun. Okay,
yeah,
I'm done.
And you know what? As we talked, also, I mentioned it last week or 2 weeks ago, and that was there's a Lumix special right now, which is camera body for volume photography, camera body and a couple of lenses, and it's less than $2,500 right now. That's down by about $1,000, I believe, from their regular pricing. But they're moving this inventory. They want to move it between now and Christmas, and they hope that SPAC will be a great contributor or a great participant in those specials, because it gives them an indicator as to what they're going to do relative to additional advances in their equipment, specifically for our industry. They've got the crop lines built in. They've got the barcode reading right there. That'll put the barcode right in the EXIF data. There's a host of benefits. We've used it in our office, and I know of many others that are using them, have tested them, and they are everything that they have been saying they are. Dave Stock has been a proponent of this particular equipment for a long time. And we see now where it was going and where it is as we speak. So just let you know, if you're looking for new equipment while you got money, before the end of the year hits where you need to dissipate some of those profits, let somebody else buy that camera for you, huh? That's how it works, no matter who you buy it from. All right, Corey, that's it for today. I thank you, Corey, for bringing us together. Thank you, you guys, for joining us, too. We appreciate you. Every minute is valuable, and we appreciate you joining us today. Have a wonderful day here. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.